We're still tracking storm recovery efforts throughout our area as significant progress continues to be made. In Nicholas County, the Office of Emergency Management is giving away cases of water at its warehouse across from the Summersville Fire Department. It's located across from the Summersville Fire Department, and there is a limit of 1 case per family. Meanwhile, the Office of Emergency Management is asking anyone affected by the storm to fill out a storm damage survey. You can fill it out using the QR code on your screen. There is a limit of 1 survey per household. The survey, though, is not an app for financial help. If financial help does become available, you'll hear from the contact info you leave in the survey. And the Public Service Commission of West Virginia today thanking utility workers across the state for their work to help the state recover. The commission said that it appreciates first responders and utility workers alike. It said that those people are the reason that the power was restored as soon as it was. There were over 4,000 workers on the ground. And utility crews have been working around the clock to bring power back to residents statewide. Appalachian Power reports electricity has been restored to 90% of the 125,000 customers who lost service. As of 6 p.m., 5,000 customers are without power. Damage assessment is 90% complete. Over 3,900 response workers have been on this restoration effort, including over 2,000 workers from 10 other states. Workers have discovered 1,250 spans of wire down, 288 broken poles, 147 broken or damaged cross arms, and 60 plus transformers down. AEP estimates power will be completely restored for affected customers by today. Restoration is taking the longest in areas where more extensive repairs are needed. And the state's northern panhandle is dealing with a different kind of fallout from the storm, flooding. This dramatic video shared by the Wheeling Fire Department shows water covering much of Wheeling Island. The Ohio River is at its highest level since 2005. The city has set up lots for people who live on the island to park their cars out of the way of the floodwaters. The Ohio County Health Department is offering free tetanus shots as well. And in the nearby Wheeling Mount Zion Cemetery, a mudslide pushed tombstones down the hill. 400 veterans rest at the cemetery.
I'm thinking between 100, maybe 150. I thought maybe 200, but that might be a little high. But there's no vaults exposed. It don't look like it. It looks like when it slid, it just came down on the grass and just slid right down on the grass. That's what it looks like to me. But we're trying to find answers, but we got to get the work done first. I mean, we're worried about the tombstones and getting them back on the same spot. But we have to get it cleaned up first.
The damaging Tuesday EF2 tornado that knocked out power for thousands left Fayetteville resident Phil Davis with a tree on his house. Newswatch reporter Jillian Risberg has the story.
I didn't even hear the tree fall. I just came out to see what had happened after these intense wind and rain passed, and then lo and behold, I have a giant tree laying on my house.
If the tree had landed to the right and on the roof, it would have been a different story.
It looks to me like I've only lost a piece of my gutter. We'll know here in a minute after the tree guys take the tree away, but really fortunate. I mean, some people lost everything, and all I got to do is replace a piece of gutter.
Fayetteville homeowner Phil Davis is counting his blessings.
Luckily, it was daytime, so I was the only one at home with the dog, so we just hunkered down, and could have been a lot worse if it actually struck the main part of the house.
According to Davis, the 40-foot, 60-year-old tree that withstood the first derecho snapped off 20 feet in the air.
The other thing that it's really amazing to me is that there's no other trees or damage within a mile or two each way of my house, and this just seems to be the singular tree that was picked out and it came down.
Tree trimmers will cut the tree completely off the house and the main trunk into sections. Davis calls the tree a unique feature of the property.
Cedar trees right there and then forsythia under it, and this was the lone hemlock, so I hate to lose that.
Though Davis says he didn't have any sentimental attachment to the tree.
Also kind of blocked us from Gatewood Road as far as a little visual barrier.
Once the hemlock is completely removed, Davis can do a full assessment. He says so far there's no leak, no penetration in the roof. It looks like the gutters have just been peeled down a bit.
Also go in the attic and see if any wind-driven rain was forced up in under the metal. And then once I take all those pictures, it's on to the insurance company.
In Fayetteville, multimedia journalist Jillian Risberg for Newswatch.